Oh yeah, Callum, what's the mood in the camp at the moment following the draw at Millwall at the weekend?
Yeah, the mood, it was obviously, if I take you back, it was obviously disappointing from the last few games, Leeds, West Brom and then Huddersfield, because obviously the standards we set on ourselves day in, day out in the games, it was obviously disappointing. I was saying in the other room then, it's disappointing because football to us is as important to the fans. We know how much it affects them, and it kills us because we all want the same thing. But definitely going into the Millwall game, it was a different mindset, and I think we started really well. I think definitely in the second half we flagged off a bit, if I'm being brutally honest. But it was definitely a lot better. I think that's what we need to focus on, and I think the intentions now, we got 10 games left, and it's kind of a whatever it takes mentality. Everyone needs to bring out their best games, be confident, be full on attacking football, obviously defend well, but use these last 10 games as like a whatever it takes mentality.
Yeah, we'll come on to the Fulham game in a second. How do you view the form currently of the club, and yeah, you say a different mindset for the Millwall game. Why was it different for that one, do you think?
I think when you realise the games you've lost, it's not nice, and I think it is a wake up call to the team. But I think the Millwall game, we know it wasn't going to be a pretty game, looking at the conditions of the pitch and obviously the style of play when you go to the Den, because obviously we would have preferred to have played at home. But all in all, it is a point. And I know in recent weeks we've been looking at teams around us, and thankfully it's actually gone our way. And like teams, you're going to hit a dip in form, but normally what happens, you see a reaction. So I think now you've got 10 games left, obviously 30 points up for grabs. So it'll be interesting, but I'm fully confident we've actually had a really good week's training as well. I know people probably say that all the time, but it has been really good. The standards have been set there, so it's going to be another tough game on Saturday.
What does that mean when you say it's been a really good week of training? Just for like fans?
Yeah, so the tempo, everything. When we've been playing games, the type of goals we've been scoring, everything. The sharpness, the intensity, it's everything. Whether that be in the gym when we're doing our loading, where everyone's on it. It's not like where no one's slacking off, we've lost a few games. Everyone's been on it. The training sessions have been really competitive and up to a high standard.
Does it get mentioned at all that results have got to improve at all? Or
No, do you know what? It doesn't. It's not that it doesn't get mentioned. I think we just know, because we live it. We live football. I'll go home, I think about football. Everyone's the same. We're like the fans. We all want the same thing. And I think as a team we just know it's not us. The West Brom, the Leeds, the Huddersfield, we know that's not us. That's not our identity. That's not Lee Johnson's philosophy coming out, and we know that as players it's not. So we need to be. We've all said it. We all need to be better. Because obviously after the game, it's not just one of those things where it's quiet. Like people speak, the manager speaks, we all speak. And we all know as players that hasn't been up to a high standard, but obviously the Mill, I think it was a much better reaction, so open to build on that now.
Do you steer clear of social media, or do you wade into that at all?
Not really, no, at all. I don't. Obviously, I have Twitter and I've got all like my accounts, but I don't really engage too much in it at all. I don't really have Twitter at all on my phone, but.
Some players do, don't they? Some don't. I guess
I think so. Yeah, I think it's just a personal preference, really. But me personally, I don't really look at Twitter. But I think if there's like an opportunity, if I'll get some sort of like message, or someone would say, "Oh, Callum, I've had this," to give back to the community, or something like a message to someone who's unwell or something, I'll do as much as I can in that department.
Just one last one on current form. The fans have picked up on that. There's not been too many shots on target recently. In particular, I think it's only one shot on target against Millwall, the goal obviously, and 3 of the other recent games in the last 6, I think. What do you put that down to? Is there anything that might be contributing to that?
I think it could be low confidence. I think when you lose 3 on the bounce, it's never a good thing. Personally, I'm not too sure because like I just said that, and look at the quality we have in the team, and I think we just hit a bad bit of form. But we've got a few home games. I know we've got Fulham, Blackburn, so it's going to be. We've got home games, and we always play better at home. Or you might not think it, or I don't know who doesn't, but everyone prefers playing at home. It is home to us. It's the environment we're used to. So I think everyone's just relishing being back here and enjoying it again.
As you say, crunch time, 10 games to go in the season. How do you reflect on your own form at the moment? You've got a couple of starts recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I think as a season as a whole, it's been difficult. From obviously we've been doing really well as a team, but obviously personally, been playing a little bit in different positions, which obviously I don't mind. It is difficult to go from the two, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it because I can utilise my attributes differently. But recently I've been playing wide and a lot more higher at the pitch. And like you just said, do I prefer it? I'm not too sure really. I think as I get older, I don't know, I might prefer one position more than the other. But it's good, and I think people do forget I think internally and externally people do forget the position we're in. 2 points out of the playoffs is a mad opportunity for us, and it will change our lives if we get promoted to the Premier League. Imagine Bristol City in the Premier League. It would be fantastic.
Absolutely. And on yourself in the dressing room, I think Corey Smith said on the club podcast recently that you've been a bit, not lonely, but you've lost your mates, haven't you? Is that
Do you know what? I knew this was going to come up.
Taylor Moore, isn't it?
Yeah, so we can name the 3: Josh Brownhill, Taylor Moore, Sammy Schmolitz. But no, it's football, isn't it? It is football. Obviously they're all really good close mates of mine. I do still speak to them, especially Josh in particular. But no, I get that's the thing as well. Everyone sees. Obviously, I get on really well. I did get on really well with Josh, but I've got so many other mates in the dressing room. Like obviously, Pato, I'm rooming with him at the moment. That's a funny combination. But no, it's I do miss him. But yeah.
Just on Pato, everybody always says he's such a character. Can you give us an example of that sort of? Do any pranks or shit? Are you allowed to say?
No, I think it's one of those things that if I speak, I'm in trouble. Nah. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. But no, I definitely echo that. He's a character. But I probably think he'd say the same about me as well.
But you've spoken to Josh, you say, and he's getting on all right up Burnley, isn't he? Maybe
yeah.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, he did. I speak to him quite a lot. He's enjoying it. Training, he said, it's been good. He's happy to make his debut. I think he's closer to home as well. So I think for personal reasons for himself, it's quite nice. And I think it's probably the right time for him as well. I think he's been great for us. Obviously, we're going to miss him, and me personally. But I think it was the right time for him to go. And he definitely deserves it.
And on yourself, I was going to ask, do you see yourself as maybe holding a more senior role now? Because I don't think there's been too many guys who've been here longer than you.
Yeah, I think it's possibly Corey. He's been here the longest. Maybe I think me and Pato joined at the same time. Obviously Taylor's went on loan. But yeah, I'd like to think so. I'm 24, but I'd like to think I'm also a bit of a voice in the dressing room. We've also got obviously senior members like Ashley Williams, but obviously I've been at the club for longer. So yeah, I probably would like to say I've played quite a few games now as well. So yeah. 2
former players coming back this weekend, Bobby Reid and Joe Bryan. Do many of the guys keep in contact with those guys? Yeah,
I do actually. I speak to Joe quite a lot. He's obviously injured. He did his hamstring. So I did a bit of homework. I didn't do any homework. He told me himself, but. 2 obviously great players that have done well for this club. So it's always nice when you're playing against previous players. I remember when we played against Cardiff, it was quite weird because I was quite a few there. But it'd be nice. We know the qualities that Bobby has, and I think he's done really well this season. So it'll be not too much strange because obviously I'm used to playing against previous players, but it'll be nice as well.
Expecting a similar challenge to the game at Craven Cottage?
Not sure really. Obviously, looking back on that game, I think it was a proper Bristol City performance. I think that game was probably out of there one of our best this season, and it is. I think psychologically, it is when you think, let's just say we're playing the week after we play Blackburn, you always do think of the previous game. So I think that will help a few certain individuals because a lot of players brought their best game out. So we know it's going to be tough because they're up there for a reason, but then also so are we, and I don't think we should forget that.
Nice one.
We've got, I believe Republic of Ireland have got a Euros qualifier coming up soon. So if you get into the squad, is that quite exciting to have a chance of getting into your first major competition?
Yeah, it is really exciting actually. I was saying in there, it's funny how you've got the games here and then you have to switch your focus. But we've got a game against Slovakia away. I think it's on the 26th, Tuesday the 26th, and then whilst that's going on, Bosnia and Northern Ireland are playing, so it's like a semi-final, and then we got a final. But I think I'd like to think and hope we have a really good chance of progressing. Look at the quality we have in the current squad, but it's football, isn't it? At the end of the day, anything can happen. But definitely, I don't want to come in and say we're going to win both the games easily because it's not like that. It's not the case. But it would be fantastic. I think the last Euros it was tough because it was my first time into the camp, and I think I'd have to respect the players that got them to that tournament, to progress in the tournament, deserve to be there instead of myself, in all honesty.
So in terms of having played in several different positions for City throughout this season, do you think that's quite important to you as a team? Is that part of the mentality? Or would you like to see a bit more steadiness going forward?
When you say in terms of like me personally, or in terms of positionally, as in centre midfield, and I think every game is different as well. I think when you're looking at a team where they might play two in midfield, and we want to overload the midfield. Let's just say they have two holding midfielders that could be, 32 years old. They might want more legs in there, someone who can get behind the line, whereas someone like, Casey Palmer might be better suited than someone, let's just say Han, because Casey has got the ability to use his legs more beyond. So I think every game's different, every player is more suited for different games, and I was saying in there, the competition we have is healthy. It's all healthy. I've been in teams where where you're gonna play, whereas I think this season definitely we've got healthy competition, so the standards are set. But in terms of positional, it's, for me personally, I don't mind it. I think it's a good opportunity to use my attributes.
And looking ahead to the Fulham game on Saturday, obviously wanting that first win in 5-1, what will be such a special day for the club all round as well? What are you hoping that yourself and the team can achieve to make those 3 points a reality?
I think we just need to build on what we have been doing. Obviously the last few games haven't been up to the standards of what we want, but going off just the last game, Millwall, especially the first half, it was a lot better. And listen, everyone knows what we're capable of, and I think it's just bringing it out. It will be a great occasion, obviously, as to celebrating the history of the club. We're going to have former players on the pitch, and everyone's going to be fired up. We've got new kit as well for the one-off. So we know it's going to be a tough game. We know it's going to be tough, but we just need to bring our game out as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Callum.
Cool. Cheers, guys.